Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia here with this week's Teen Mom Recap. And this time we're doing Young and Pregnant. So in this season of Young and Pregnant, they dropped Lexi and they added two new girls. The first new girl that they show, her name is Kaia. She's 18 years old. She's basically the new Brianna Jaramillo. She had a girlfriend for a long time, but then the girl cheated on her. They broke up, and it was around the same time that her dad passed away and she was emotionally struggling. And she got with a guy named Xavion, who has like the 5 last letters of the alphabet in his name, which is quite an accomplishment. After their second or third date, she got pregnant. Well, at least it wasn't the first one, am I right? Anyway, the guy got arrested and her ex-girlfriend Tiaja apologized. And they got back together. She wants to treat the baby as if it's hers. Where have I heard this before again? Kaia does not get along with Xavion's mom, and when she told her that she was pregnant, she told her, "I have money for an abortion, what's up?" And she kicked her out and tried to fight her while she was pregnant. Oh, this season's gonna be fun. Ashley meets up with Bar for lunch and they're glad they don't live with each other anymore. All that physical abuse was getting really annoying, I guess. Ashley says, "My baby is so smart, bruh." I guess the apple does sometimes fall far from the tree. Ashley is in medical assistant school, and Bar is trying to get his GED. Kayla and Luke have been together for 6 months, and now they're moving in together. Kayla's mom cut her off financially after she continued to bring Stefan around and disrespect her. Luke plays basketball at the local community college, and since she doesn't talk to her mom now, and Stefan is useless as usual, she has no one to take care of Isaiah. She goes to academic advising to drop her classes. And I have seen this so many times on this show where they go to the advisor to drop their classes. And I just think it's funny because in the real world, I'm pretty sure everyone just does this online and then cries next to their computer. Because I've never gone in person to drop my classes in college. We get introduced to Brianna again, and the very first scene we see is Brayson opening a readily available chemical cabinet with Brianna yelling, "Stop! Don't go in there!" and yanking him away. How about get some child-safe locks, dumbass? She did eventually get 2 part-time jobs. I guess not including this, but she needs a babysitter or she's going to be late to them and get fired for those too. But she's having trouble finding one because most good ones are too expensive for her. And when she posts on a mom's group page, no one responds. Maybe you should try not posting under your actual name, because anyone who recognizes you is going to stay far, far away from that mess as possible. Next we get Rachel with an extremely nasally southern accent that is sure to enrage everyone sooner or later. She thinks her baby is Drew's. Drew is actually pretty cool. He's actually the world's first time traveler. He actually came straight out of 2009 with that haircut. I have not seen this look on a guy in so long. He looks like every guy I had a crush on in middle school. So yeah, that's pretty cool that he has that going for him. Anyway, Rachel has some questionable paternity going on. The baby might also be Jacob's, who is Drew's best friend. The conception date is only a week apart, which is a nice way of her saying she was banging this guy and his best friend within 7 days of each other. Damn MTV, where'd you find this one? The Maury Show parking lot? She's leaning more toward it being Drew's, although she wishes it was Jacob's because Drew was unreliable. Although Jacob is mad about the whole situation and blocked her, so neither option is looking too great. Her older sister Mallory also had a baby a year ago, but all she does is party. Rachel vows to not be like that. Oh, and also her sister also didn't know who the dad was. She advises Rachel not to invite either one of them to the birth because the sister's boyfriend got attached to the kid and ended up not being his. Wow, I really want to take a shower after hearing all this. Ashley goes to lunch, this time with her sister. We learn that Bar has been trying to get his GED for 3 years now and made 0 progress. Some people get high school diplomas in that time. Chris encourages her to show tough love. I think it's time to show some tough breaking up. Xavion's mom, Carla, who tried to fight an 18-year-old pregnant girl, calls Kaia's mom, Tiffany, and wants to meet up and smooth things over. Kaia is clearly still mad about this whole situation and plans to tell Carla how she really feels. If she weren't pregnant, I would really enjoy watching this guaranteed fight that's about to go down. Stefan makes an appearance. He's been chilling. I'm sure he has. He doesn't know why Kayla gets mad that he doesn't call to check up on his son all the time. If he was fine last time, he's gonna assume his son is Gucci all the time. Why does he have to keep asking? Yes, he actually says that, by the way. Drew said that he would go with Rachel to her ultrasound checkup, but now he's not answering his phone, so she goes with their mom. They mentioned that her mom struggled with addiction but turned her life around. When the doctor mentions her cervix, Rachel says she doesn't know what that is. And she's too uncomfortable to let the doctor do anything. She wasn't so uncomfortable letting every dude in a 10-mile radius stick something in there though, so I don't really understand her logic here. Brianna still doesn't have a babysitter, but her mom helps her out a lot. She's a receptionist at a dental place and a retail place. She had one babysitter in the past where Brayson would scream and kick and cry whenever she dropped him off. so she was worried something was going on and fired them. Yeah, that's actually really scary and concerning. Kaia, her mom, and Xavion's mom Carla meet up at a restaurant. Carla goes to hug them, and Kaia isn't very welcoming considering this grown-ass woman tried to fight her. Carla says that was pretty whack. And when Tiffany points out it's not so surprising after her behavior, Carla said she reacted normally considering Kaia called her a bitch. We are 45 minutes into episode 1 of the first season this girl is on, and already they start screaming at each other in public and they nearly get into a physical fight in the middle of the restaurant. You can't even tell why or what they're even arguing about because they're all just screaming over each other, but guaranteed whoever found this girl just got a raise from MTV Corporate. Bar and Ashley go out for lunch for like the 3rd time in one episode. He says he misses seeing her, and the reason he didn't do his GED was he forgot. He forgot! Poor guy! Maybe he should tattoo a reminder on his face next to Norm YR474. Drew accidentally slept through Rachel's ultrasound appointment, or maybe the idea of seeing the possible spawn of his best friend in his ex's uterus wasn't very appealing. They do meet up later, and he refuses to move in with her. She accuses him of partying too much and ignoring her for weeks, and he rolls his eyes more dramatically than any teenage girl I've ever seen. Brianna meets up with a possible new babysitter, Deborah. She reveals more extremely concerning information about her past babysitter, who apparently smoked in the house and left Brayson's diaper overflowing. So this new one will probably be like Mother Teresa in comparison, no matter what she does. Kaia's family meets up after the almost fight, and they tried to give Carla the benefit of the doubt, and it didn't go well, so her mom agrees to stop pushing it. And that's all for episode 1, and they actually aired episode 2 right after this, so I'll just jump right into that. In the next episode, we start out with Brianna again. Her life has been less stressful since hiring the babysitter. She sees on social media that Danae got top surgery. Maybe she was just insta-creeping on her ex, or maybe she saw the hour-long special that MTV for some reason dedicated to this abuser. She's happy for him, and she admits that she was disappointed to see his girlfriend there, when she thought that she would be the one there for him through that. Now she wants to reach out to him. God, please, no. Friendly advice, don't ever try to get closure from your ex. Her friend correctly points out that Danae put her through abuse and trauma, but Brianna just doesn't want to hate him anymore. I don't know if she wants an apology or she just can't be single for 2 minutes. Robert disappeared, if you remember him from last season, and Brianna's just looking for Brayson baby daddy number 4, I guess. Drew and Rachel have been fighting non-stop, but I guess she likes that because while she's on her way to her baby shower, she says, I don't want to get with someone too nice. I have to argue in a relationship. Well, that's healthy. I'm sure banging your boyfriend's best friend gave you something to argue about. She also says, I can find a way better guy than Drew anyway. After the people watch this shit show, I'm not so sure about that. The baby shower goes well, surprisingly, probably because none of her potential baby daddies showed up. While Kaia graduated, Tiaja is just starting her senior year, and Kaia is worried about her being around other girls and cheating. And vice versa, but Kaia says Xavion is immature like his mom, and she doesn't want to be with him. Plus he's in jail, so nothing's really gonna happen there for a while. Tiaja thinks it'll be fun, they're starting a family together. Playing house. Kaia is actually being the reasonable one here and says it's not fun, it's hard. Luke has the talent and potential to go out of state to play basketball. Kayla struggles over whether she would follow him if he leaves the state. Holly's baptism is coming up. Bar and Ashley eat lunch with each other for like the 4th time in these 2 episodes to discuss this. He hasn't been around her family since that blowout fight last season with the chair throwing, but he is going to this baptism. Ashley says, I don't think anyone is trying to have an issue at church. I guess Ashley doesn't watch this show after it airs. She's more concerned about Bar's total lack of motivation to do anything for himself, which is also an issue. It's Drew's turn to block Rachel, and I guess Jacob also unblocked Rachel because they are now going to eat together. She says her and Jacob just click right together whenever they come in a room. I'm guessing they did more than just click. They discuss her going into labor, and she says if he leaves her again, she'll slice his throat. She asks why he wants to be in the baby's life, knowing it might not be his, and he says 'cause nobody else wants to. Damn, you did not have to roast her like that. Brianna makes the huge mistake of calling Danae. She thinks she deserves an apology. She says she's depressed due to their relationship and basically begs for an apology. Danae says it came from both sides, but eventually does say he's sorry, he cares for her, and only wishes the best for her. Brianna says it's hard to see him doing so well for himself, and she's just stuck. It is at this point exactly that the tone changes. Danae seems to remember that, oh yeah, she lives in Oregon now, and there's no chance of a quick hookup. What's the point of this conversation? He says, I don't know what to say, except my phone's at 12%, gotta go, bye bitch. Wow, that was depressing and pointless, and I'm pretty sure no one got anything out of it. And also 12% is not that low, except for when your ex is on the phone trying to force you to apologize. I don't know what else she expected. Bar says that he's not that religious, big shocker there, but he still wants to go to the baptism, even if people on her side might not come because he'll be there. When Ashley brings up the birthday disaster, Bar refuses to speak about it. I mean, why speak about it when you can just watch it happen again at this baptism, probably? Kaia gets an ultrasound, and Tiaja thinks she needs to calm down and worries too much. They fight over her not taking it seriously enough. Kaia hopes that Tiaja won't leave her, but she knows that people's feelings change. After all, I'm assuming she saw season 1, and Brianna's situation was pretty much looking into the crystal ball. Soon enough, she might be in some other town, depressed and begging Tiaja to say sorry to her. Speaking of Brianna, she feels that the call with Danae was bullshit. Like, he just said what he knew she wanted to hear just to get her off the line. So she calls her sister. Her sister says to let Danae live his life, he isn't gonna change. And Brianna's somewhat content that at least they haven't blocked each other anymore. I think Brianna needs to talk to a therapist. She's never going to get a sincere apology out of Danae, and it sucks, but some people suck, and you can't force them to be otherwise. Rachel and co get their nails done and talk about their degeneracy. Rachel says Jacob is more so her best friend than her boyfriend, though that didn't stop them from banging. Her friend says that she isn't surprised to see Rachel got pregnant because they used to turn up. Rachel says it's hard to see everyone partying while she has to stop completely. Janelle 2.0 alert, she isn't going to stop partying, I call it now. Tiaja wants to move in to help support Kaia. Tiffany kind of mulls over this decision while messing with this massive pair of hoop earrings in her hand. I guess looking into the hoops kind of gives her premonitions that this would be okay, and she agrees. Also, Tiaja can't get her pregnant again, so there's that. Pastor T hopes that Bar is doing better and hopes to see him at the baptism. She even predicts that they'll literally get into a circle and sing Kumbaya. Despite everyone getting in a circle to watch him throw punches at her daughter a few months ago, Kayla has been feeling nauseous lately. All the colleges that want Luke are far away, and she's not sure if she'll tag along. It depends where it is. Stefan's deadbeatness is actually a positive here because she doesn't even need to tell him that she's moving since he has no custody. While she's alone, she decided to take a pregnancy test since she's been feeling sick, and it comes out positive. According to Twitter, this is because she vomited her birth control, although I guess her being sick enough to vomit was not enough to stop her from having sex. And that's all for these first 2 episodes of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. What do you think of Kayla getting pregnant again? What are your feelings on Ratchet Rachel and Kaia, aka Janelle 2.0 and Brianna 2.0? And will Bar fight everyone in the church at that baptism? Make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe for Teen Mom Recaps every week.